Hi, you guys, it's me, Arden Lee, and today I want to talk about how to turn a bad morning into a good day. Do you ever have one of those days where you wake up and you just feel off? And it doesn't really feel like anything specifically is wrong, but maybe there are a couple of things that have kind of piled on top of one another, and you just feel like, ugh, I'm not on my game today, I'm not feeling my best, something feels a little bit off. I had one of those mornings this morning, and everything that had kind of added up was just things that like it wasn't anything serious, you know. I was supposed to have plans to have like kind of a fun day with a friend today, and she had to cancel. She canceled last night at 2 in the morning because she was feeling sick, and I absolutely don't blame her for that. I'm glad she's taking care of herself. But then I was like, well, I guess if I'm not gonna go do something fun, I guess I should probably try to be productive, you know, get some of my to-do list done. So I sort of had that like switched up on me a little bit last minute. And then this morning I had a bunch of like weird and unsettling dreams that kind of put me in a strange mood. And then I logged onto Facebook, and one of the first things I found was a comment from this just idiot dude bro about how I as a woman should be more empathetic toward men because of all the advantages that women get from being in a patriarchy. And I was just like, no, no to all of this. So here's my question then is, how do you take some circumstances like that just make you feel kind of icky overall in your body, and how do you turn that around and end up having a good day instead? Before I get into that, of course, if you're not yet familiar with me and my work, my name is Arden Lee. I'm the creator of the Repatterning Project. And if you're interested in more topics like this, I would absolutely encourage you to go to the description box where I have a link to the Repatterning Parlor, which is the free group that I moderate on Facebook. And you'll get to see more and more videos like this. You can request topics for the videos, and essentially we come together to support each other in living our best lives and hacking our patterns and our habits so that we can increase our happiness, success, productivity, creativity, etc., etc. All the good things, the wellness, the abundance that we want out of life. So all right, so there I was. Realizing to myself, I'm like, wow, this feels like a bad morning. What am I gonna do? Here, I was like, and I realized at one point, I was like, I have a choice. I can either, if I keep going with the feelings that I'm feeling right now, I'm just gonna stay in bed and I'm going to be on my phone, and then I'm gonna put my phone away and decide to like lie down for a little longer. But then I'm not really that tired because I did get a full night's sleep. I'm gonna pick up my phone again, and I'm gonna go on Facebook, and it's just going to spiral. And soon, like before I know it, it'll be 6 p.m. and I will have wasted this whole day that I had off. You know, it's like if I'm not gonna be productive today, then I should at least like go do something fun by myself, right? Like there's no point to just staying in bed. So I made a decision. I was like, okay, I wanna feel better today. And I wanna emphasize how important it is to make that decision, and I don't say that lightly. Because sometimes you feel bad in a way that you actually need to stay with and process. So asking yourself, do I want to feel better today, is actually a real serious question, you guys. Sometimes if you ask, I remember, you know, when I was like really deep in the throes of a lot of my depression and trauma, I remember that my partner at the time, in what was a very toxic relationship, would try to use these like, you know, really shitty tactics to like get me to feel better, like putting a pencil between my teeth and telling me to smile because activating my facial muscles would elicit the state of happiness that a smile. It was like the most violent way of like telling a woman to smile. It was awful. And meanwhile, of course, there was all of this trauma happening in my life and in the relationship that wasn't being addressed. So here's the thing, if you're feeling bad and you need to stay in those feelings to process them, then absolutely take that day, you know, take that day if you can to sit with it and process what you're going through and decide what's coming up for you and what wants to be heard and what wants to be addressed and what wants to be expressed. So if it is something that's genuinely, I don't, I want to really, I want to really like emphasize this, is that if you're feeling bad and there's really a serious thing that you need to process around, then absolutely give yourself that time. I don't want to endorse anyone bypassing the feelings that they really want to sit with and process just because they don't feel good, right? So this video is really about, like, if you're having a shitty morning that's just due to some bad dreams and canceled plans that were nobody's fault, and a shitty Facebook comment or two from a dude bro who thinks that the patriarchy benefits women, you probably don't want those things to ruin your whole day, right? So asking yourself that question, do I really want to feel better? Is actually very serious and very important. And so for me, I asked myself that question and I said, yes, there's nothing that's really serious here that I need to process. I want to feel better today. It's going to make me feel better about my day. It's not useful for me to sit. If something serious were coming up for me, then yeah, I might take time to absolutely rest and process, et cetera, and journal and do whatever work I needed to do around those feelings. Because my body would be trying to tell me something. But in this instance, it was just, just a couple of irritating things that had piled up. So I asked myself that question. I said, yes, I do want to feel better. And immediately I thought about, hey, what are some good days that you've had recently? And what did those feel like? And I remembered how I felt excited about, like, silly things like making food for myself, or contributing to my healthier habits, things that I was doing, things that maybe like made me excited, about like places I could visit or whatever. And I just started to conjure up that state again. I was like, what did I feel like the last time that I felt like I had a pretty normal day, but a normal day that was happy, right? And then I thought about, so I conjured that state up and I was like, oh, right. If we could get to that place again, that would be really positive, right? So already I'm able to imagine what that's like, which is a step closer to being there. And then I thought to myself, and it's important too, I was like, well, if I'm going to be productive today, I'm going to make some videos, and it's going to be helpful to me if I can be in that state where I'm happy, right? And I thought, all right, I'm going to be staying home and I'm going to be making videos. What are things that I could be doing in this environment that would be likely to get me back to that state? So of course, the first thing I do, what do? I take my qualia. I am such a fan of Neurohacker Collective's product Qualia Mind. I am an affiliate for them, but as I say in my videos and as is truthful, I sought out that partnership myself. So if you use code ARDEN at discount, oh my God, if you use code ARDEN at checkout, you will get a 15% discount on your Qualia products. So I absolutely love taking those because it does get me into a state of more flow and more happiness. And on top of that, I also made myself, I was like, I'm going to do some self-care stuff, like just some really simple morning routine self-care stuff. I got up and I made myself a mud water latte. I'm not a mud water affiliate. I've been really into lately, you guys, these sort of like superfood mushroom supplements. And mud water is essentially it's like a coffee replacement. It's like coffee, you get energy, but the energy comes from these kind of like natural superfood mushrooms instead of from caffeine. And there's also cacao in it, like natural cacao. So there's some caffeine probably from that. But anyway, it's just something that I can do to make my body feel good and make me feel like I'm taking care of myself. So I went ahead and did that. I got up and I made myself a mud water latte and, put on some makeup and decided to come on and make this video. And now I'm here, and all of a sudden, all of the things that had kind of been bothering me when I woke up really feel pretty far in the past, because I tuned back into that frequency of what does it feel like to feel good, and what am I doing when I feel good, and what are those simple things that bring me joy and that bring me pleasure. And even if it's something as simple as just like taking my supplements and like getting up and putting moisturizer on my face and doing my makeup and feeling like I'm ready to tackle the day, it makes a really big difference. And all of a sudden, I'm focused more now on these things, on drinking my mud water and doing things to take care of myself. I haven't like made breakfast yet, but I have like a fridge full of healthy food from the farmer's market that I'm really excited about. And even just thinking about that and looking forward to the ways that I'm going to take care of myself today has absolutely shifted my whole day. So really, if you wake up and you're in a bad mood just because of a couple of things that are piling up that are irritating you, just understand that this is a human thing, right? This is a normal thing. And if you make that decision that they're not that important and you don't want to focus on them, it really is sometimes it's as simple as just switching your focus to the things that do make you happy and to the things that you do to take care of yourself, and to imagining and remembering that state that you were in when pretty much everything in the world, externally was just about the same and you felt happy, right? I'm in the same place. I'm waking up in the same place in the same apartment that I did when, maybe say 3-4 days ago, when I felt really excited about life and I felt jazzed and I felt motivated and I felt productive. So what can I do to get back to that state? And sometimes that is a matter of just putting my phone aside and or even if I'm going to use my phone, if I'm going to use my social media, connecting with people who bring me positivity, right? I logged into the repatterning parlor and I made a post today and I was just like, hey, what kind of videos would you guys like to see? Because I'm going to make some videos today. And just connecting with the people who are in that same vibration as me, who are focused on, feeling good and improving their lives, and, connecting with the people who enjoy and appreciate my work, automatically made me feel better too. So I would just encourage you, it's really tempting when you wake up and you feel irritated. It's really tempting to like, it's just a slippery slope to like get dragged down into that spiral, and soon everything you're seeing around you are things that are irritating you. I feel like we're really vulnerable in the mornings, you guys. When we wake up in the morning, oftentimes, like if we suffer from anxiety, we can get that hit of cortisol as soon as we wake up, and things can start to feel bad, and we can really start to go down that slope. But if we just shift our focus to doing a couple things that make us feel good, and to taking care of ourselves, and to remembering what it's like when we feel good, and to making a decision that we want to feel good and we want to focus our energy in that direction, I really do think we can change the color of our whole day. I know I feel a lot better now. I'm sure that's coming across too in the video, because if I were making a video from a place of anger and frustration and irritation, it wouldn't be a very good video. So hopefully this is helpful. We all suffer from those bad mornings for like no reason at all sometimes, but what's important to know is that we can empower ourselves to switch things around and get back on track. So thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you next time.